Doctor Who, Death to the Daleks, the third to last story of the Third Doctor, the final Dalek story with the Third Doctor, and me returning to Classic Who. Here's the funny thing of me going through Classic Who for the first time. It's been a sweet old time. I've been taking my sweet old time going through Classic Who, and knowing the state of the show right now, do you think that the show will come back in like 2028 or something, or 2020, late 2027, whatever it will come back? I will admit that I would not still finish Classic Who in that time frame. I really don't. I mean, the way it's been going, I don't know why I haven't dived into it, and also I don't understand me diving into, not finishing season 11, knowing it's only, like, at this point, two more stories left. Well, at this point, not including Death to the Daleks, is two stories left. But anyway, let's talk about Death to the Daleks. Death to the Daleks is a story that on its surface is very fast moving for 1970s standards. It's quite, like, things are happening. There's always something happening in these 4 episodes. So it kind of gives you engagement quite quickly. The thing is, though, the main goal, like, it's trying to do the whole, like, Indiana Jones thing, right? I know this thing came out before Indiana Jones, but you get my GF things, where there's this, like, goal. Everybody has the same goal, and everybody's racing to the same goal. But it's not like there's an artifact or something. Unless I'm missing something. There isn't, like, an artifact. The goal is, let's go fucking home. The goal is, let's go home. The Daleks are stuck on this planet. The Doctor and Sarah Jane are stuck on this planet. The Arenes are stuck on this planet. And I get you got all this, obstacles on the way that, the cult leaders, the underground cult. You have the animals. Like, clearly you got that snake thing that's, of that. And you have these, like, neat little action scenes, but, neat little fights that requires to see a lot of Daleks getting blown up. But end of the day, there's, like, the goal is just going home. It's all about go to this temple and destroy the power source or take down the power source just so technology can work. Because that's what our situation is. Like, at the beginning of the episode, or beginning of the story, Sarah Jane and the Doctor are ready to go onto this, tropical beach type places, beach type location or planet, and everything's fine and honky dory until the power goes off. Nothing works whatsoever. And then they walk outside, and they are on this starry planet, bumping into Arenes who are, having that same goal, to save 10,000 people because they found it, and then they need to find 10,000 people. Daleks show up, like, arrive. Their weapons don't work. They find a way to make new weapons to make them work, so you have Daleks doing Dalek stuff, doing a lot of extermination. But, it's just one of those situations. And at the beginning of it just felt like, okay, we don't need the whole enemy of my enemy's friend. We all have the same goal. Let's go to this one location. And then it doesn't do that. It kind of drifts in different ways. And I get the idea of, like, the Daleks are the Daleks. They won't work with you. And the moment everything does work, the probably will exterminate you. The moment things go sideways, the moment everything does work. So I get there's that concept there, but at the same time, I'm like, we're all reaching to the same goal here, and we all want to get off this rock place. So why in the world are we, like, not all working together? That's the thing. But maybe because, Daleks are a bunch of villains who will show up who fit into a Indiana Jones movie. Let's say that. Um, so yeah, maybe that's the whole thing. But you have the trial aspect of things are quite simple with that. I mean, sometimes look, it's 1970. It's 1971. No, 1974. So there's a little bit of you know 1974 science fiction TV on a cheap budget. So I understand the concept of like trace, the big traps and the big trials and tribulation is trace your finger in through a maze. Step on, tiptoe, start, go hot starts, do not touch the wet. I get that mindset of things, but sometimes you go a little bit like, and I understand they have the budget at the time, the budget for industry standards, the budget of $5, but at the same time you just go, okay, yeah, okay, it is what it is. At the same time, also at the end where you see the temple kind of molding down, I was like, this is a styrofoam. They're just melting styrofoam. It's like, yep, it's styrofoam. That's what it is. They're just melting off styrofoam. Destroying it as it goes. The temple itself looks really well put together and really well done. Of the actual design, the design itself, and that, of course, you got the naive humans or the naive human looking characters who say, Daleks, we have a deal, and it's like, because you don't know, but you're aware of the Daleks. Should you be aware that the Daleks are not good with plans? And clearly you don't. But yeah, I mean, the thing about it is one of the situations where, like, if you start thinking about the story as a whole, you start thinking, like, what's the actual real conflict? That's the thing. What is the actual real conflict of the story? Because outside of, like, Daleks will just kill you, the goal is all the same. So it's that whole situation. But anyway, so next time, the next Doctor Who story in the classic series is the Monster of Panond, and hopefully I get to talk about that one very, very soon. So comment below, let me know your thoughts of this story.